It's safe to say that I am absolutely beyond hyped for the release of Skate 4. It's practically just around the corner. I mean, we have been waiting over a decade at this point for a new release, and I'm sure you watching are as equally as hyped as I am. So, recently I've actually downloaded Skate 2 and 3, Skate 3 first, on my PC, and this is the first time not only have it's been 6 years since I've actually played a skate game at all whatsoever, but it's also been 6 plus years since I've even touched a console controller in general. So I thought my muscle memory and everything else with the game would be completely gone, I'd be noob, but nope, it all came flooding back to me instantly, which I'm great about. However, saying all of this good stuff, I did download Skate 3 first and I played it, then a few days after I downloaded Skate 2, and while playing Skate 2, I very quickly realised why I just didn't like Skate 3 at all, and I just thought Skate 2 was the far superior game. And then I came to an even kind of more worrying realization that some elements of Skate 3 were an absolute disaster and a train wreck within the game, and these cannot be dragged into Skate 4 at all costs. So I'll be making several videos within the days to come on things that should not be implemented into Skate 4 from Skate 3, but within this video we'll just focus on one, which is they shouldn't add easy mode back in, they need to get rid of it. So let's get into this. So if you like this video when you get to the end of it, if you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, it really helps small content creators like myself, and leave a comment down below if you agree with my controversial opinion as well. So yes, in my opinion, easy mode should be absolutely removed from Skate 4 with no shadow of a doubt. It's actually one of the things that just ruined Skate 3 for me and why I just didn't like it and why I always went back to Skate 2. So let me give you a little quick story. So I got Skate 2, I think literally less than a month after its release, and played it for about a year straight, almost daily, because I just fell in love with it. And also a fun fact, that's what caused me to start skateboarding in real life. Thank you, Skate 2. And yeah, getting into Skate without the easy mode, because Skate 3 wasn't a thing at the time, was very difficult. It was a game that took hours upon hours upon hours upon hours to become a skillful, good, high-end player at, and I sure as hell earned it. Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of slams trying to complete Thrasher Mad covers and other challenges, etc., etc. And yes, it took me probably like 1,000 plus hours of Skate 2 over the year, I know, quite sad, to finally master the game, and I became one of the best players in the next couple of years when Skate 3 came out as well, because I just bashed those two games non-stop pretty much. And I felt like I have earned it. I have developed the unique muscle memory of being able to land any tricks and understand what rotation is going to happen depending on what way you're going to tweak the board, how fast it's going to be, how quick the action is going to be, and what positions to land and when to let go during a backflip or front flip rotation. It's genuinely a skill that few people have in this game, and I feel like as me, as the player who has spent 1,000 plus hours on a game to develop these unique skills, for example, learning when not to peek on Rainbow Six Siege, how to pixel peek and how to quick flick, etc. It's something that takes thousands of hours of gameplay to learn. Understanding the movement mechanics and getting to one of the fastest, quickest reaction players on Warzone takes thousands of hours. And understanding gun recoil and damage penetration for the ammo and the gun combined on Escape from Tarkov is something else on a different level. And Skate was no example of this when Skate 1 and 2 was the only one out. If you were a good player, it's because you had earned it, no questions asked. However, in March of 2010, that was all ripped away from us when Skate 3 was released. Once that game came out, easy mode was introduced. So let me give you another little quick background as well. Within Skate 1 and 2, there was no difficulty settings. In fact, the concept of that was not even a thing. It was just, here's a skateboard, go skate, go grind, go get covers, go get Thrasher magazines, footage, etc. That was it. The concept of a difficulty mode was non-existent. When Skate 3 rocked up, that all changed with 3 different modes. Hardcore mode, trying to mimic realistic skateboarding in real life. You had your quote-unquote normal mode, which we found out is actually what Skate 1 and 2 was running. That was the only option for those two games. And Skate 3 easy mode, which is where it all began with the problems and why it actually completely broke the game. So as I mentioned, spending about 1,000 plus hours to absolutely master the game, to understand every trick in your head through muscle memory, the rotations, the front flips, the back flips, the switch, the fakies, etc., etc. It is truly a complex game that you really have to dedicate a lot of time into. But easy mode, as I said, rocked up and just removed all of that. I had spent so long perfecting myself on skate just to get into skate 3 and have easy mode land every single trick, forcing you to actually land tricks to the point where it's very difficult to bail or just land sloppy in general. So literally, I remember this quite well. I think less than a month after the game, I came out for Skate 3. Yeah, going online and playing against people, I've thought I'd try out easy mode because back then it was peer-to-peer servers. So whoever was the host of that server, if I had it on easy mode, everyone's playing on easy mode. Doesn't matter if you've got your settings on hardcore or normal, you're playing easy mode. Same vice versa with any of the other two difficulty modes. Whoever's the host with that difficulty settings, if they're all playing hardcore, then everyone's playing hardcore, and of course everyone went with easy mode. Having 1,000 hour skill versus someone with like 10 hours of skill, I was sweating, struggling to keep up because all of a sudden my skill had been removed and everyone was on an equal playing field when they haven't earned it, nor are they entitled to it as well. Which also caused other problems as well, like trick lining. Again, I'm making another video on that. I don't want that getting brought into Skate 4. And it honestly just removed a lot of the fun as well within online play because it just still was not able to boast, nor was it made competitive in any way. I don't really dabble too much within the competitive side of skate, but again, back in the 360 days, it was definitely good to have an ego battle with your mates who also played it. But yeah, just going up against people who just automatically had tricks landed from just removed my reward and all that time I put into it as well. And there was no skill, no competitiveness, no show boasting or nothing. It was just bland, boring, and just repetitive, and it just ruined the game for me as well. Also, once I went back to it, as I mentioned just a few days ago into Skate 3, I actually realised that some of the challenges within the campaign are actually borderline impossible to do unless you've got easy mode on. They didn't really calculate it, and if you can have three different difficulties in, surely you would make each photo cover or film or competition that you can compete in on the campaign side of things offline should be easily completable on the 3 difficulties. Now, I still stated Skate 3 on normal mode, or Skate 2 mode, should I say, and there was this one challenge, I can't remember the name of it, but I had to jump on top of a hubba, and I had to nose blunt a ledge to kill it, or a hubba to kill it like a street sign. You just can't do it in hardcore or normal mode, you just couldn't, you had to be forced to do easy mode, and then boom, just completed it. It was really easy as well, so they didn't think about that from that aspect as well, that some challenges also forced you to use easy mode because that was the only way possible to actually complete these as well. I don't want Skate 4 to have easy mode pretty much. I just think it's an absolute disaster. It removes the skill gap, it just makes everyone on an equal playing field, therefore it's just the same boring vanilla outcome every single time because someone's either just trick lining on a flat ground on a mega park, which again, a whole new video on that as well, and it really just ruins the vibe of the game in my honest opinion. And with that on top of it as well, if it does get introduced into Skate 4, I feel like EA would want to dabble on the competitive side, actually try and bring it into light of an esports as well, and if you've got easy mode on, then anyone can become pro pretty much because it is the most skillless thing to have on easy mode. It just, having tricks landed for you, it's just one of the most boring aspects, and it just removes the mental reward of progressing and becoming a better player at a game. Kind of like if you went on Skate from Tarkov, one of the most skill-based games imaginable. You need to be a god at that game just to be able to be an average player. It'd be like them just adding the option, or you can just have like really hardcore aim assist like Warzone does. It'd be like, well, what's the point? I can't mentally get rewarded, progress, becoming a better player to understand the ammo, the ammunitions within guns with attachments, to understand the recoil patterns. It just removes that aspect if you're just going to allow that to be a case as well. And if they are generally going to try and get into the competitive side of the esports, then allow like an esports skate team to build up, which I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. What would be the point if easy mode is allowed? They would have to ban it, which again would kind of spill the beans on yourself that yes, we shouldn't have implemented easy mode to begin with as well. So yeah, I'll wrap it up there pretty much, but yeah, I really disagree with easy mode being added to Skate 4, which I have seen the leaked gameplay and the official footage, and I feel I'm barking up a tree at this point. It looks like easy mode is definitely in as well, because As I said, I understand they're trying to create a safety net for retention and for players to come back and play as much and probably spend their microtransactions so they don't get frustrated and just leave and go into a different game entirely. But if a player's going to be that vinegary and picky and get triggered that easily and just leave because, oh, I can't land backflips and front flips without what is basically EA Sports, a version of aim assist technically, then that player's going to rage quit over the smallest thing no matter what it was, and it'd be the most pathetic excuse. So why try and hold on to a player base like that? It's like swimming upstream pretty much, you're just going to lose. But yeah, I'll definitely wrap it up there. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in. I'm going to be making videos on why I think Hollow Meat should be removed from Skate 4 as well. Don't get triggered, trust me, there's a good logic for it. You'll have to wait and see for that. And also, the other thing as well is trick lining needs to be absolutely just flat out just destroyed before this game. You cannot have trick liners for some of the same reasons that I've mentioned for this video as well. And also the balance of the competitive side of EA Skate all lies within a game of Skate itself, and they need to monstrously make it beyond complex for it to survive. But yeah, thank you very much. I know I said I'm going to wrap it up about twice, but this time I'm doing it for sure. If you'd like to subscribe, hit the notification as I said towards the start of the video. It helps small content creators as well. I'm going to be uploading a lot more frequently with Skate video in terms of full-length videos and shorts as well, and doing some of the most insane things I bet you've not even seen within your time playing Skate 2 and 3 as well. And also I do have a TikTok, and also I do stream daily over on Twitch at TV High Roller. All these links for my TikTok, my Twitch, my Twitter and Reddit, everything else will be in the description. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there. I love yous all, and as always, keep on rolling. See yous!